EMZT Radio is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audio download and a free 30-day trial at audibletrial.com/EMZT. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Welcome to another episode of EMZT Radio. I'm Bane Hellborn, and this time my sister is sitting in for my partner, infamous MJ. Who are you?
Good question, but at this moment I'll be Scorpio Girl.
Funny. So MJ was working a bit too much this week, so Sis here is sitting in with me to help host the show. So it's the week before Halloween. Got only a few shopping days left.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, so we thought we'd do a tribute to Michael Myers this week.
Yes, that'll be on the Sinister Sisters tribute to Michael Myers.
Yeah, so we thought we'd give a little preview
about the new Halloween movie,
the film review on Halloween 2018.
Which I'm not sure if I want to watch it because I already heard they rewrote the story to where Michael and Laurie are not related.
Yeah, I honestly, folks, I've only seen 2 of them. But because I'm your sister, I think I know more than I need to know about Michael Myers. Although he's never really been scary to me because I feel I'm safe because I don't know the Strodes.
Actually, I've been having nightmares about him for years.
I don't. I feel like he's one of those harmless characters because I'm not friends with them, so there's no way in hell I'd be anywhere near them to get killed, and I'm not part of the family line, so... I'm safe.
Yeah. Well, he's given me nightmares for years.
You're weird.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, just a quick synopsis of it. It's been 40 years since Laurie Strode survived a vicious attack from Craig's killer Michael Myers on Halloween night. Locked up in an institution, Myers manages to escape when his bus transfer goes horribly wrong.
Of course.
Laurie now faces a terrifying showdown when the masked madman returns to Haddonfield, Illinois. But this time, she's ready for him.
Like she was in H2O.
Apparently. Or allegedly. As Mr. UK would say, allegedly.
And the one after that, supposedly she was ready for him then, too, when she was in the asylum.
Well, this time she means it.
Okay.
But, on this point, there's going to be no spoilers alert because I just can't do it because I haven't seen it, so you have to see it for me.
Yeah.
But this boogeyman is real, and now he's back. And, so what I do know is cast of characters. We've got Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Castle, James Jude Courtney, John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, Jason Blum, and David Gordon Green gave us this excellent piece of film history. We now have another Halloween film to add to our already incredible list of Halloween films to watch. And if you have not seen Halloween, you need to see it. Michael Myers is totally not staring at you from your yard right now, just waiting for you to go see the movie. So go see it, because allegedly there's an important message in the film.
Huh. Because he's the epitome of don't drink, don't smoke, don't have sex.
Don't be part of his family bloodline.
Which...
Don't be friends of them.
Which apparently, in that movie, he doesn't have one.
Well, we'll just have to see it.
Okay. I guess.
So, anyways, to close up this little debauchery.
And I just got word from Dread Central that they are remaking Night of the Comet.
Jeez.
Orion Pictures is remaking Night of the Comet. Now, you know how I feel about this. Fucking hate remakes. Except if it's a different retelling of the story.
I only like remakes, not that it's a different telling, but give us some more backstory. Answer some questions.
No, what they've done, there's been some remakes, I can't think of them right now, that they tell a different side of a story. Not the same characters, but different characters, same situation. And I'm fine with that as long as it's not the original. Like, they told the synopsis of this about, the 2 sisters, the comet came, everybody's gone, they meet up with Hector, And then there's a group of scientists that are dying, but they're wanting human blood to make a serum so they don't die. Blah, the whole thing. Now, if they did like a different version of that, like another bunch of survivors.
Oh, like another point of view.
Yeah, instead of these sisters, there's got to be other survivors,
right?
That are they're doing something else to survive, because you've got the people that are slowly dying and they're being zombies. They're not quite zombies, but they're into eating human flesh to stay alive. So now I might give this a chance, because the writer they have hired is Roxanne Benjamin, who wrote Southbound. Okay. Which is that really cool anthology picture.
Okay.
And then she also produced the VHS franchise, which is another group of anthologies. And she also did the movie XX. Those were fucking awesome. So if she doesn't use the same story but uses a different view of it, I might be into that.
Well, it seems like she's got the credibility of really great movies.
Yeah.
So
yeah, So we'll have to see, but if it's going to be a retelling of the same fucking story, no. No, and fuck you.
Right? Fuck you, that's what.
And on that note, it's time for some music. It's EMZT Radio.
Come, let your ears bleed.
Everybody give to us a quizzical stare. One girl asks us why these sunken eyes. We replied we've already met with our demise. 'Twas many years ago we were hung from Gallows Tree, but we all came back thanks to necromancy. That's when gallows humor picked up instruments and said, we are the Walking Dead. 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 Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da, Walking Dead. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da, Walking Dead. Then before you know it, we were chased by angry mobs. That's when we decided we should probably get jobs. People might not think that we were so creepy, that we became productive members of society. Now, as you know, it's very difficult to find jobs in these economies, especially when you're undead gypsy types. Nevertheless, perseverance prevails. Misha tried to get a job as lovely wedding singer. Instead, she tore up both her arms and got job as bell ringer. Pavel got a job as a wagon crash test doll, selling gypsy wagons safely driven by all. Uncle Rasputin got a job working real estate, selling lovely homes behind the cemetery gates. And my sister Nadja got a job in a nursery, scaring children half to death. Now they're well behaved as can be, and I got a job in the theater. And since I'm dead, I can recite Shakespeare after pulling off my head. We are the Walking Dead. 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 Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da, Walking Dead. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da, Walking Dead.
Prepare your souls for fear. In the darkness of the night, there shall be no gala to contribute to the many years of disappointment, outrage, and misill assumption. In the darkness of the night, there shall be no ring bearer to pledge allegiance with happiness. In the darkness of the night, there's a flower that blossoms. Tears make it grow. Hail to the maker of the soil that gives birth. In the darkness of the night. In the darkness of the night, there are shadows of shadows standing in line for the taste of my success. At least I know what's in the darkness of the night. It boils my blood and dries up my tears. Can't cry. In the darkness of the night, through the fire in my eyes, you can see the future meeting the present. So at home, in the darkness of the night. In the darkness of the night, I met tribulation. He was heartless, soulless, spiritless, with a grin on his face. In the darkness of the night, I'm in a cave that sits in a corner. Many times I've called out as my pen struck the bar, but there was no answer. So my writing rescued me from the darkness of the night.
Planning on smoking a little dope, having a little premarital sex, and getting slaughtered?
We're thinking about smoking some dope, having a little premarital sex, and not worry about getting slaughtered.
This is Luke and Wolf, and you're tuned in to the delightful darkness of EMZT Radio.
Chronicity, a state of prolonged duration, recurrent, habitual, chronic.
A new mini-series on chronic pain and illness by your friends Matt and Phil from Semi-Intellectual Musings.
We go beyond medical diagnosis to explore the often forgotten political, social, and personal sides.
You'll hear stories from extraordinary people overcoming extraordinary challenges.
Authors, entrepreneurs, volunteers, coaches, and caregivers.
They are so much more than their diagnoses, yet each have found ways to persevere.
You'll also hear some familiar voices from the indie podcast community,
showing that art, creativity, and passion are possible while living in chronicity.
These stories and more, starting April 1st at thesim.podbean.com.
The show that puts the story back into history.
History is all about discovering the why, and I think that in that process, it's important to never take the story out of history.
Making history come alive, one episode at a time. Visit themondayamerican.com to get more. Dive into the Monday American. Don't worry, we'll be gentle.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
You are now listening to EMZT Radio.
Welcome to EMZT Radio Minis. I am your host, Boom Doom. I'm here with Aunt Bane, and we're going to be talking about Jason Voorhees.
All right, what do you know about Jason Voorhees?
Literally indestructible. I mean, if you found a way to kill him this great, I think you're wrong.
Well, he's been stabbed, shot, blown up, drowned. Well, that's how it all started. That's how it all started. He was drowned when he was 10 years old.
Yeah, but he was smushed.
Oh yeah, he was blown up, and it still didn't stop him because he possessed his evil spirit came out and was possessing people.
I don't know why he was evil, but
Well, wouldn't you if people were picking on you and helped make you drown and die? I'd be pissed.
yeah.
Okay, what else did you want to say about him?
There was one movie, Freddy vs. Jason, where he didn't kill on the 13th.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
Because he only killed on Friday the 13th, but that came a couple of days after.
So yeah, Jason's signature time to kill is a Friday the 13th.
But
and
I mean, it's different because he's like, Freddy tried to freaking kill him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Freddy versus Jason. Freddy
I
got into his head.
It wasn't really a killing. I mean, practically it was, but Freddy was making him because he was pretending to be his mama.
But it wasn't a Friday the 13th.
Wasn't.
Right. And he killed for several days, so it was definitely not a Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And the whole reason why, I just figured out why he kills on a Friday the 13th.
That's
because
the day
he was born on a Friday the 13th. Yeah. So we're not sure why he's supernatural, other than the movie.
He has no. I have the best conclusion ever.
Okay.
He has unfinished business at a camp that will never be finished.
Oh, well, I never thought of that either. But I was trying to say, in the film series, it implied that his mother did black magic rituals to bring him back and to help him not die.
But she was machete slice head.
Yeah, but before she died.
Make sure Big Boy didn't go down.
To bring him back and
but
to
it took
keep him
years.
from dying. Yeah.
It did take years.
Yes.
Maybe it's
because
just
he
magic
didn't
with
come.
that.
He didn't come back until after she died in 1980. His mom.
Yeah.
Because she was decapitated by a camp counselor.
Yeah.
And he apparently saw that while he was in the lake. Because he drowned in Camp Crystal Lake.
And then he woke up and he went, stop, hammer time, da 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 da. And he's killed.
So the whole series, it's all about Jason and Camp Crystal Lake.
Mm.
You don't mess with Jason's camp.
I mean, practically they should have it on the 13th. The camp should be like, we're closed. Bye bye.
But it's always on a weekend.
God.
So that's why the camp is always open. It's always on a weekend, and it starts on a Friday.
That's stupid. Shouldn't they see a pattern of death? I mean, practically he's freaking nanobot, freaking robot thing.
Anyway, so why does he kill?
Because people... Oh, he was a good boy and he didn't believe in drugs, reproduction of baby making, well, he did
Drinking.
know that. He didn't allow drinking, he didn't allow smoking. There was one movie where this, like, camp counselor or whatever, they were really nice or whatever, but they smoked.
Yeah.
And he killed a pregnant... well,
Yeah.
they already did that.
But that wasn't a camp counselor.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't...
But he killed a pregnant lady because
The-
she had sex with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Those are the reasons. Jason is kind of like...
Mama's boy.
Well, yeah, besides a mama's boy. But he is triggered. He's triggered into a murderous frenzy mainly when people have sex.
Huh, he has
Yeah.
a trigger alert. It's like the oh dear police, like, woo.
Yeah, that's what mainly triggers him. And he seems to know when this happens.
Uh-huh.
Well, plus, if
technically.
if you had seen all the series, they're
he's
very
a
loud about it.
stalker.
Well, no, if you've seen the series, the people who have sex are very loud about it. So that's
true.
why he can hear the...
Plus, he even lives in a lake. That's how you can tell he had, like, in hearing, he had, like, 100 out of 100.
And so he's also the main character in Friday the 13th, the game.
Yeah.
You're able to play Jason. And Jason has...
Or there's a mode where you can be, like, invisible and set traps.
No, that's not the game.
Oh.
No. That was a different game. But you could play Jason, and you can use all these different powers. Like Jason,
you have to get them though by doing stuff.
Like Jason has the ability to know where people are hiding.
Yeah, but it takes 50 minutes. Also, he can No. It was something about. Oh yeah, you have to level up. So like the first thing he'll start with is like that bag or whatever it was. So that was pretty cool. Plus you have to level with your weapons, your fine weapons, which I think that's pretty smart.
Well, Jason's able to take any kind of weapon,
except for like helmet.
He uses anything he gets his hand on. He can use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Jason? Why do you like him?
I mean, practically, he's a god that only kills. He's like the god of killing, practically, because he can't die, and all he does is kill people, bad people.
You know the one kind of people he never killed?
Virgins.
No.
Kids.
There you go. That's it.
Well, only nice kids.
In part 6, the camp was in full swing, and he did not kill any of the kids.
Yeah,
he went for the teenagers. Because the teenagers are the kids that are doing naughty. They're drinking, doing drugs, and having sex.
Yeah.
So Jason is one of those. Jason was way before you were born.
No GURP.
So how did you find out about Jason?
She watches horror movies.
Did I show you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Do you know which movie?
Nope.
Yes, people, I am a bad influence on the youth of America. On this one, actually, right?
Uh-huh.
So, what else do you want to say about Jason?
Good, so,
don't do drugs, don't smoke, and don't have sex before you're married. And
he
Jason
still
won't
kills
kill you.
Unless you're at the camp, he will.
Right, because he doesn't leave the camp.
I meant practically. I have another theory before we go. Shouldn't he punch his own ticket because he was in use of a, So this has been Boom Doom. Goodbye. Happy Biscuit Ween. And have a good time.
We still holding together?
Yep. Good job on the driving.
Try not to hit any of them. Well, any more of them. These kinds of vehicles are tough, but this is the only one we have.
Do I look like a careless driver?
No, but a minute ago you didn't look like a woman that would plow through a gate either.
Becca is the bomb.
You know, people don't say that anymore.
I do.
Okay, bring it around.
I would feel a lot better if the passenger door worked.
It's okay. I'll cover you. Alonzo, take a look out the back and see how we're doing.
On it.
Okay, I see the gun store.
Keep it slow, and then make a wide U-turn in the middle of the street.
Got it.
Pull up on the curb. Easy. Easy like.
Easy on the curb? Maybe you want to drive,
Nah, you're doing just fine.
Okay, up on the curb we go some more.
Try to put the front door against your driver's door. That's good. Let's keep a good seal between us and the wall. Doris, Alonzo, you guys safe back there? What do we have behind us?
Just a couple following us, but we have the attention of the rest of them now, too.
Yeah, I think the U-turn confused them. I know I'm confused.
We gotta make this one stop.
Coming up on the door?
Thought we were heading out.
Doris, it's a gun store, and we need some guns.
Found one.
What?
A shotgun. Pointed right at me. It's sticking out a slot in their front door.
Don't move.
Really? 'Cause I was thinking about busting out some dance moves.
Clyde, that you?
Yeah. Don't shoot.
Who is this?
Friend of mine, Wade.
What you doing bringing them people around my house?
Them people.
Cops. Wade doesn't like cops.
Make an exception with this one 'cause she purty.
Lucky you, Becca.
Clyde, how many are there of you?
Just 4 of us.
Okay, let me unlock the rest of the door. Give me a sec.
This guy is a friend of yours?
At least he has a nice locked door.
Come on in.
Your friend is certainly armed.
Well, it is a gun store.
God, it looks like an NRA catalog threw up in here.
Why is there blood on the floor?
Sorry about the mess. Had some people trying to five-finger discount the merchandise. Come on in the back, we can talk there.
That's mighty neighborly of you, Wade. This here is Becca, Doris, and Alonzo.
I've done some work on the living room here.
Living room?
This looks like mission control. I've never seen so many TVs outside of a Best Buy.
Yep, got my finger on the pulse of technology and my boot on the neck of tyranny.
Hey, look at that screen. That's the comet I saw on TV last night.
Ha! That weren't no comet or no shooting star. That was the re-entry of one of the government's biological weapons.
That's an interesting idea that we can explore some other time. Meantime, Wade, what can you sell us?
Ain't for sale. I'm gonna give it to you.
Wade, what is that noise?
I hear it too, Alonzo. What is that?
Wade, when did you shoot those people you were talking about?
Last night.
Did you shoot them in the head?
No, center mass.
Then where are their bodies?
Dumped them in the upstairs storeroom.
There's a lock on the door, right?
Who locks up dead people?
How many?
A dozen.
A dozen?
Yeah, a dozen.
I mean, you didn't...
I was gonna report it. See, Clyde, this is what I mean about them people.
You didn't notice that the dead are rising?
I heard about it. It's part of the conspiracy.
We've lived it. It ain't a conspiracy.
Is there a back door?
Back this way.
Coming down the stairs.
Looks like you got company for breakfast.
That should hold them for a few. Oh, I guess not.
This way here into the back.
Okay.
Come on now.
Here, I'm here.
Y'all in?
Yep.
All right. There.
You realize there isn't another door out of this room?
What? You led us into a dead end?
We didn't say nothing about needing a door out.
What the heck did you think we meant by back door? Geez, Wade, you gotta think these things through.
I saw my shadow that resembled me not. I caught a glimpse of a rising spirit, held down by a rock beneath. I saw the wind dance on the steps of bitterness. I saw the chalk line of an angel in the wilderness lineage. I spoke to a bird that landed on my windowsill. I once roamed the woods and met Ezekiel, the maker of the wheel lineage. I never once saw the clouds smile before the storm. I once dreamed I was in heaven and listened to the golden horn lineage. Once I saw a river that ran upstream. I once smelled the scent of a mystical queen lineage. I tasted sweetness from the lips of a goddess. I once made a deal with the rainmaker to wash me with tenderness lineage. I once sung a song with Mother Nature on an island of gold. I once was here before as passionate as the story was told. I once saw the footsteps in the sand that followed me. I once built my foundation of life near a stormy sea lineage. I once saw the moon kiss the sun before it went home. I once played against evil in this earthly dome. Lineage is who we are. Is who we are. Lineage. Lineage.
Mouse, come on,
Mr. Vile's a killer, a butcher and a clown, and he decided one day that he'd kill the whole town. He killed the fathers and the mothers, children and the wives, and by the time I finished breakfast, no one was alive. 'Cause all my friends are killers, all my friends are ghouls, all my friends are psychopaths, yeah, all my friends are cool. I invite them all to dinner and never tell them stop, 'cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off. Dr. Death's a killer, he kills them one by one. He always kills for science and he never kills for fun. With different medications and a variety of knives. By the time I finished lunch, no one was alive. 'Cause all my friends are killers, all my friends are ghouls, all my friends are psychopaths, yeah, all my friends are cool. I invite them all to dinner and never tell them stop, 'cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off. 'Cause all my friends are killers, yeah, all my friends are ghouls, all my friends are psychopaths, yeah, all my friends are cool. I invite them all to dinner and never tell them stop, 'cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off. 'Cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off.
How about a limerick? Willie poisoned father's tea. Father died in agony. Mother was extremely vexed. Really, Will, she said, what's next? So Willie, with a thirst for gore, nailed his sister to the door. Mother said with humor quaint, Willie dear, don't scratch the paint. Little Willie on the track didn't hear the engine squeal. Now the engine's coming back, screaming Willie off the wheel.
'Cause all my friends are killers, yeah, all my friends are ghouls, all my friends are psychopaths, yeah, all my friends are cool. I invite them all to dinner and never tell them stop, 'cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off. 'Cause if I did, they'd cut me up and be really pissed off.
Another rule to surviving Zombieland: travel light. And I don't mean just luggage. I've always been kind of a loner. I avoided other people like they were zombies even before they were zombies. Now that they are all zombies, I kind of miss people.
And we have some sad news to share on EMZT Radio. James Karen has passed away October 23rd. He died in his home in L.A. He was 94 years old, and the cause of death was cardiorespiratory arrest. James Karen is mostly known for his roles in Poltergeist as Mr. Teague, the developer who moved the gravestones but not the bodies, and his two roles in Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead 2, and also his role as General Wilson in the 1986 Invaders from Mars. He's done numerous TV shows and series. I even got to meet him once back in 2007 at the Fangoria convention. I didn't get to talk to him because where he was sitting, he was surrounded by people, but I do have a picture. He was a very, very nice man. He's one of the legendary actors in his 7-decade career. He's worked for Oliver Stone. He originally started on Broadway in a 1947 production of A Streetcar Named Desire, where he was understudy to Carl Malden, and he worked alongside Marlon Brando. So he's got some very iconic and legendary credits. He's played both good guys and bad guys, we know that. James Karen was born originally as Jacob Karnofsky November 28, 1923, in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the son of Russian-born Jewish immigrants. He was taken to the movies to read the titles on the silent films for his father, who was an illiterate coal miner. And as a boy, he was spotted by a future U.S. Representative, Dan Flood, who asked him if he were a Boy Scout. When he said he was, Karen was given a small role in a comedy at the theater. So that's how he got his acting start as a young boy. He once said, quote, "People don't know my name, but they know my face because I've done so damn much work," end quote. But that's not true for me. I mean, once I saw his name was James Karen, I always remembered his name with his face. I wish I got to talk to him, though. He sounded like he has some incredible stories. He was married to the late Susan Reed, the renowned folk singer and zither player, from 1958 until their divorce in 1967, and the godfather of their son Reed was Buster Keaton. In a 2006 interview, Karen was noted that he helped write the ending for his character, The First Return of the Living Dead, because at the time it was raining so much and he didn't want to go outside and be in the mud, so he talked it over with Dan O'Bannon. Quote, "It was the deal where he figures out he's becoming a zombie and decides to incinerate himself in the crematorium. He kisses his wedding ring as he goes in. It was a very emotional scene, but it also got me out of being one of the rain-drenched zombies milling around outside the place at the end of the film. I didn't really want to do all that muddy stuff," end quote. And he will be sorely missed. We give our condolences to his family and friends, and we are saddened by the loss of another great master actor.
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah. That's the one where the corpses start eating the people, right? Sure. What about it?
Did you know that movie was based on a true case?
Oh, come on, you're shitting me, right?
I ain't never been more serious in my life.
Hi, this is Dr. Death and Mr. Vile, and you are listening to EMZT Radio.
Hey everyone, this is Beaumont Bob from Bowling with Bobcat. You can listen to me live every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern at sfdradio.com, where I'm bringing you the best of the worst in cheap booze, talking bum wine, beers, 40s, malt liquor, and more. Always featuring the latest and greatest in the world of drinking and entertainment, along with some special guests. So come on down and take a ride with Bumwine Bob. If you can't be there live, you can always listen in the archives at bumwinebob.com. So sit back, relax, grab a drink, and enjoy. Cheers.
Hi everybody, Miss Starling here for Starling's All-American Lamb Chops. Have you thought about dinner tonight? I know I have. Usually, it's some cow, there's some chicken, and some pig roaming around somewhere. Well, have you thought about lamb? Lamb's all natural, it's all great, and plus it ain't that bad for the environment like them nasty cows and them nasty pigs. Starling's All-American Lamb Chops, made right here in our farms in West Virginia. You can't get any better grass-fed lamb than what you see in the stores. Remember, it's got to have the name Starling written on it for it to be high quality. That's right, we only ship the highest quality lamb meat all around these great United States. God bless America. I sure do love it. That's Starling's All-American Lamb Chops. It's guaranteed to make you scream for more.
EMZT Radio is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/EMZT. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. For you, the listeners of EMZT Radio Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. That's audibletrial.com/EMZT.
8 corpses have been discovered in what is already being called the most brutal and heinous crime in local history. A police spokesman told Ion News that they've been combing the area since just before dawn and are afraid that their gruesome discovery is just the beginning.
This is EMZT Radio.
It's now time for the Screamfest 2018 winners. Screamfest, which ran from October 9th to October 18th, at the TLC Chinese 6 theaters in Hollywood has launched careers, providing a platform for filmmakers and actors to showcase their latest work to horror film enthusiasts and general audiences. Best Editing, Nick Voitas for Pledge. Best Cinematography, David Piazzolla in You Die. Best Musical Score, Klaus Persson for Drog. Best Makeup, Josh and Sierra Russell in Open 24 Hours. Special Effects, Crazy Pictures for The Unthinkable. Visual Effects, Gayar Parth, Tombad. Best Actress, Suzanne Voss for Dementia 2. Best Actor, Tomas Hedengran for Drog. Best Short, I Am the Doorway, Simon Pierce. Best Screenplay, Dead Strays by Neil Chase. Best Animated Short, La Noria. Best Director, Daniel Robbins for Pledge. Best Picture, Tombad. And our friends from the Sunshine Boys Productions, Kevin and Jennifer Sluter, were given an honorable mention for Heartless by a reviewer from HorrorFreakNews.com. Now that's awesome that they were in Screamfest. Congratulations to all the winners, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of those films. You are listening to EMZT Radio.
You sucked out her brains?
Yeah, right through her mouth.
Is she dead?
Of course she's dead. What, are you kidding?
Why couldn't the ghost get his girlfriend pregnant? 'Cause he had a Halloweenie.
Don't think me so
dark destiny. The lives of some are doomed from the beginning. There are souls born beneath dark stars who must travel by strange and terrible roads to meet their destinies. This is the tale of one of these, the story we've called Masquerade.
The most fantastic party.
Well, fantastic's as good a word as any for it.
A Halloween party in a haunted house. Gives me shivers just to think about it.
Well, then, why think about it? Powder your nose, and let's go see if we can pry our husbands away from Jerry Mason's bar.
Oh, Jane, you're so hard-boiled. You're never impressed by anything.
A mob of people dressed up in silly costumes, busily drinking someone else's liquor leaves me cold, darling.
Well, it doesn't me. I think it's fun. Suppose this house Jerry found really is haunted.
Well, there are plenty of spirits around tonight, but they're all in bottles. Take it from little Janie.
Just the same, it is spooky, and it makes me feel a little frightened. Doesn't it you, Helen?
What? Oh, what'd you say, Sally?
I said, aren't you just a little bit frightened by this old house?
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
For gosh sakes, Helen, you look as if you had the heebie-jeebies. You're as pale as if you'd seen a real ghost. Instead of that silly-looking butler Judson dressed up in a sheet.
Well, I wish Jerry never thought of this party.
It's what, Helen?
Nothing. I'm being silly. Let's go out and have fun. I didn't make this witch's costume to sit around in.
I second the motion. Why waste time now, Helen? Especially since your husband will be here any minute.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. Except that I certainly couldn't have any fun if all my husband did was stand around watching me out of cold, fishy eyes, the way Carl watches you.
Now, stop it, Jane. There's a party going on, remember? So let's go back to it.
Oh, there they are. Hey, what took you girls so long? Come on, Jerry's going to make a speech.
All right.
What do we got to lose? Yes, let's...
Come on, then. Let's wait for the speech, everybody. Organist, music, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean fellow witches, wizards, vampires, werewolves, and whatever other unholy creatures we may have with us tonight. Now, the meeting will please come to order. I will now state the purpose of our gathering. Tonight is All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. Now, wait a minute. On Halloween, ghosts, witches, and uneasy spirits of all kind are privileged to walk abroad. Vampires and werewolves may hold high holiday. The restless dead may step back from the great beyond and mingle with the living for a night.
Isn't Jerry a scream?
He sure is. Quiet now. We, the living, have long been remiss in our hospitality to the unfortunate spooks, whose only amusement is to go around on Halloween saying boo at people. So tonight, by way of making amends, we all invite all ghosts, vampires, poltergeists, or other invisible spirits to join us. Accordingly, I, as host, extend the full hospitality of Haunted Hall to all such otherworld inhabitants who may be in the neighborhood and wish to drop in. If any such are about, make yourselves at home.
What's the matter, Helen?
I felt so cold just then. What time is it? Carl ought to have finished with his business meeting and be here by now.
Well, it's not quite 10. He'll get here on time. You'll see.
When midnight strikes, we'll have a little seance. And then, if we have any ghostly guests with us tonight, we'll make them show themselves to us. But now let's have music. To suit the mood of the evening, all music has to come from the organ, which stood in the attic here for 40 years, and gave out ghostly chords whenever there was to be a death in the family. Organist, a few ghostly chords, please. Come on, Jane, let's dance.
Organ music, imagine.
Helen, are you all right? You're shivering.
Yes, I'm all right, Sally. Just a little cold.
Okay, then, but take it easy. Well, I gotta go find my darling spouse. I'll see you later.
Yes.
Helen.
Jerry, I didn't see you.
Don't look so guilty. People will suspect something.
I'm sorry, Jerry.
Come on, we'll dance. And we can duck and talk someplace.
Jerry.
Don't talk now. Somebody might overhear you. Dance over toward the hall and then slip into the library. You can have some privacy there before Carl comes. Oh, darling, I've been waiting 2 weeks for a chance to be alone with you again.
Jerry, I've been waiting, too.
I know. After tonight, we'll never have to wait again. Here's the hall. Come on now, the library door's on this side. I don't think a soul saw us. Get inside so I can shut the door. There. See if you can find the light switch.
Here it is.
Good. No one's apt to interrupt us here, and we've such a few minutes. Carl phoned only 15 minutes ago that he's on his way. At the terrific rate he drives, he'll be here before we know it. If he only knew how often I've prayed that he'd drive off the road some night and break his neck.
Oh, Jerry. Jerry.
Oh, darling.
Hold me in your arms, Jerry. Hold me tight. I'm frightened.
Frightened? Because of Carl?
Yes, I don't know if I can go through with it.
But we have to. There isn't any other way.
Couldn't we just go away together?
Darling, my business is here, my work. Now, we have to go through with our plans just as we made them.
But maybe if Carl would let me divorce him...
Carl never. You know that. He'd die first. So that's exactly what he has to do. Die.
Oh, there must be some way.
But there isn't. Oh, darling, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing, understand?
To commit murder.
Don't think of it like that. We're just getting rid of someone who's made your life miserable. Someone who stands between us and all our happiness. Now listen.
Yes, Jerry.
This party tonight, this silly Halloween masquerade, I planned it carefully to make it easy and safe to get Carl out of the way.
Easy and safe? How?
There are 24 people wandering around this old house in silly costumes, wearing masks. Nobody can be sure who anybody else really is unless they actually speak to him.
But I don't see how
Now, the point is, nobody will ever be able to testify or even be sure in his own mind where anybody else is at any given moment tonight. And this house, I picked it for the party, not because fools say it's haunted, but because down in the woods, back of the gardens, there's an old rock quarry.
Rock quarry?
Mm-hmm. This house was closed several years ago after the last owner fell into the quarry one night when he was drunk. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Carl tonight. He's going to fall into that quarry while drunk.
Oh, Jerry, no.
Oh, it's so easy a child could manage it. Everyone knows that Carl drinks heavily at every party he goes to. Now, look, you find some way to get him out of the house after he arrives. You'll lead him down the path through the woods toward the quarry. And I'll see to it that he goes over the edge.
I couldn't. Oh, I couldn't.
You can and you will. You love me, don't you?
Yes, Jerry, but murder...
But he suspects us already. You know that he's so jealous of you, he'd kill both of us if he could prove what he suspects.
But just the same, I can't. Oh, I can't. I'll do anything you say, Jerry.
Get control of yourself, Helen. We only have another few minutes to make our plans.
No, Jerry, no. I know we planned this. I know we both decided to do it, but now I can't. I love you, Jerry. Oh, I do love you, but this... I didn't know how it would be, and I'm afraid...
Sorry I had to be so rough, but this is no time for hysterics. We've got to go through with it tonight. When Carl arrives...
When Carl arrives, what?
Carl.
How did you get here so quickly, Carl?
You invited me, so I came as quickly as I could. Yet you seem confused that I'm here.
What? Oh, no, I'm just surprised that you made such good time getting out here from town. You only called me 15 minutes ago.
And my wife. Why should my wife seem so frightened at my arrival?
Why, well, I'm not, Carl. I'm just startled at your costume. Yes, it's your costume, that skeleton outfit. It's pretty gruesome.
Gruesome? I think it's most appropriate. You come as a witch, Jerry comes as a devil, and I come as death.
Death?
What do you mean by that? Carl, what are you doing with that gun?
I put it into my pocket before I left the house.
You're drunk.
I was drunk when I started. I'm not drunk now.
Give me that gun. You don't know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing. I know everything now.
Carl, what are you going to do?
When I started, I intended to give this haunted house some new ghosts to haunt it. Real ones.
Jerry's going to kill us.
But now I'm only going to take you home with me, darling. You're my wife, and your place is at my side. Jerry tried to steal you as he stole the fortune that I placed in his trust. But I'm not going to let him. I'm going to take you back with me now, and you'll never leave me again.
Keep talking. Hold his attention. I'm going to grab the gun.
Please, listen to me, Carl. You don't understand what...
It's you who do not understand. But you will soon understand everything.
Understand this? Helen, get his gun.
Yes. I've got it.
And find me something to tie him with, quickly. I didn't hit him hard enough to put him out for long. He'll come to in a moment and...
Jerry, what is it? Why are you holding his hand like that?
Feel it.
It's cold. There's no pulse. He's not breathing. Carl's not breathing.
He's dead. Even though I didn't hit him very hard, he's dead. We've got to get rid of his body.
Go any further.
You got to. It's only another 20 yards.
I can't see. So dark.
It can't stop now. We were lucky to get him out of the French windows. Across the lawn without being seen. We can't risk somebody stumbling on us. The moon will be coming out again any second. What is it now?
Branch hit me in the face.
Never mind it. The edge of the quarry is just beyond the next turn. Move slowly now. Feel your way with your feet. Are you standing on rock now?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Good. You can put his feet down. Carefully now, not too much noise. There, it's done.
We killed him. We're murderers.
Stop saying that.
We are.
He was going to kill us, wasn't he? It was just self-defense. Be careful. Don't move around. The edge of the quarry is directly in front of us. Who's coming out? There, you can see down into it.
So deep.
Deeper, the better. Now get out of my way. I can finish Mr. Carl Donnelly alone. So, up he comes. Under my shoulders. And now, over he goes. Well, it's all over. Except for the gun. Got to get rid of that. If we found it, would look suspicious.
What'll you do with it?
In the middle of the quarry, there's a deep pool. It's going into that. There. It's in the pool. I heard it splash. Now, all we have to do is join the party again and act natural. In a little while, we'll pretend to worry about Carl and start looking for him, but we won't find him. Not tonight.
Act natural. All we have to do is act natural.
Stop it. Stop it, you hear me? I'm going to act just as natural as I am because your neck is at stake, too. Unless we give ourselves away, nothing on earth can ever prove we're guilty. Do you hear that? Absolutely nothing on earth. Helen, smile at me. Act like you're enjoying yourself.
Can't.
You've got to. Talk to me. For the last 10 minutes, you've been dancing like a wax dummy.
I keep seeing him falling into that quarry in the moonlight. Down, down, down.
Don't be a fool. That's over and done with. Now we have a new life ahead of us, you and I. Think of that, don't think of him.
I'm trying to, Jerry. I am trying to. But instead, I keep hearing him say he's going to take me home, keep me forever. And I feel as if his hands were still touching me. So cold, the way they were when he grabbed my wrist.
It's got to get your mind off it. Look, come on over and join the gang. But remember, act natural.
Jerry! Oh, Jerry, welcome, boy.
Thanks, Roger. Everybody having a good time?
Oh, it's just too spooky for words. Everybody says it's the most fantastic party they ever heard of, don't they, Jane?
You used that word once, darling.
Oh, you. What's the matter, Helen? Are you still cold?
No, Sally, I'm all right.
Well, darling, you're as white as a sheet, and your hands are colder than a polar bear's nose.
Nothing's the matter with Helen. She's just cold. We were out looking for Carl. He seems to have wandered off somewhere.
Carl, huh? I didn't know he'd ever showed up.
Oh, yes, he came in about an hour ago.
He did? That's funny. We haven't seen a thing of him. I was looking for him, too.
Of course he came in. He's here somewhere.
All right, so he's here somewhere. What of it? Why fly off the handle just because I said I haven't seen him?
Well, because he is here. He's outside somewhere.
All right, then he'll show up soon enough when he gets thirsty again. And speaking of spirits, Jerry, it is almost midnight. Time for that seance you said we were going to be treated to.
Seance?
Well, you said if there really were ghosts around this house, we'd have a seance and make them show themselves.
No.
I don't like the idea either. Let's just forget it and come on, dance some more.
Nope, we want a seance.
no.
We want to see a ghost.
Yeah, we want a seance. We want to see a ghost.
We want a seance. We want to see a ghost.
No, stop it.
What's eating you, Helen? You're about as much fun tonight as a corpse.
She acts as if she'd seen a ghost already.
Well, Helen's just worried about Carl. All right, I promised you a seance, and we'll have one.
Good.
Now, look, first we have to turn down all the lights, though. Then close all the doors and windows. Then everybody has to sit in a circle and hold hands while I invoke the spirit.
All right, we intend everything. You get your charms ready. Come on, Janie, let's get going. Hey, everybody, we're going to have a seance. Go to
Jerry, you mustn't do this.
I've got to, don't you see? I've got to act natural. I can't do anything that would arouse any suspicion.
But suppose you should really...
Helen, snap out of it. This is all just make-believe, just a game I'm playing to keep those silly fools quiet. No one can materialize ghosts. Look, all I'm going to do is mumble a few nonsensical words and then say it wouldn't work. Now, come on, everybody's waiting.
All ready, Jerry. Lights down, doors closed, everybody in a circle, holding hands. Now, go ahead with the mumbo-jumbo.
Sit here, Helen. Now, silence, please. Silence. No one must move or speak. The circle of clasped hands must not be broken. Is that understood? Then music, organist. Uneasy creatures of the night, the restless dead and all other creatures of the unseen world who may stir abroad only on this one night of the year, hear me and take heed. By Astaroth and Beelzebub and Lucifer I command you. By Israfel and Belial and the dog god Horus I command you. By Isis and Osiris and Telbas the Terrible I command you. If you are present tonight, knock 3 times that we may know. Knock 3 times that we may know.
Did you hear that? Oh, it's just somebody at the door. I'll open it, Jerry. Go.
No, I'll do it. What? Oh, it's you, Judson.
I beg pardon for interrupting, sir, but supper's being served, and as everything is hot...
Thanks, Judson. We'll be in a moment.
Very good, sir.
I'm sorry, folks. The seance seems to be a washout, but anyway, you can all eat now.
If you say eat, lead me to it. If any ghost wants me, you can have me paid.
Oh, Roger, come on, I'm stalled. Oh, Jerry, just a minute.
Yeah?
Helen looks all in. Maybe I better take her outside in the air for just a few minutes.
Thanks, Allie. Look, you go on in with the others. I'll look after Helen. Tell the rest we'll be in a minute.
Well, all right, Jerry, if you'd rather, but she does look awfully pale.
What's the matter with you, Helen? You trying to put both our necks in a noose?
Sorry, Jerry. I was afraid I was going to faint. I'll be all right if I can just have a little air.
And come on outside on the terrace. Here, we can go out through these French windows. Now, sit on the railing and pull yourself together. Remember, we've still got to go through the motions of hunting for Carl.
Jerry, I keep feeling his hands on my wrist. I keep feeling the touch of his hands and hearing him whisper in my ear that he's going to take me home and keep me with him forever. Jerry!
What is it?
That noise. What's that noise?
Noise? I don't hear any noise except the organ. He started dancing again.
There's somebody coming through the bushes.
Don't be silly. Everybody's inside.
There's someone coming up through the bushes from the woods.
It's just an animal of some kind.
It's not. An animal would be scared away by the noise and the lights. Jerry, there's a man coming from the woods. From the quarry.
You're being hysterical. It's just an animal, I tell you. These woods are full of them.
It's not. Let's... Those footsteps.
They can't be.
They are. They're coming around the side of the house. Jerry, take me in quick.
Come on, then. If it's a tramp or a vagrant, we...
Wait a minute, Jerry. Don't run away from me, Helen, my dear.
Carl.
You?
You invited me, Jerry. I came as fast as I could. I hope I'm not too late for a dance with my wife.
How did you get here?
I just came. Come, dear. The music's playing. Just one dance, then I must take you home with me.
You're not dead.
Come, my dear. The music is playing. Just this one dance. Then we must go.
Don't touch me!
Surely you're not afraid of me, my own loving wife. Come, we'll dance, and then we'll go.
Jerry, do something. Don't let him touch me.
Carl, you're choking me. Jerry.
I'm here and I found a rock big enough to fire. You dirty... Now you're dead. Now you're dead for good. I slipped up before, but not this time.
Jerry was trying to kill me. He's choking me.
Somebody inside might hear you. You can't give way now. We've got to get rid of her.
I can't go through with that again. Jerry, his fingers in my throat. So cold.
You've got to face it. Obviously, he was only unconscious when we thought he was dead, and he was so thoroughly soaked with alcohol that the fall into the quarry didn't even hurt him. He must have recovered and climbed out somehow without knowing what had happened and came back. That's what happened. That's what must have happened. But he won't come back again.
I couldn't go through those woods. They're gory now.
You don't have to. We'd be seen. Gotta think of something else. I have it. Where's Carl's car?
His car?
Yes, Carl's green roadster.
I don't know. I don't see it.
It should be over there, parked with all the others. He certainly came in it.
It isn't there.
Then we'll have to use my sedan. It's down there at the end of the terrace. Go on, open the rear door.
What are you going to do?
You'll see, quick. I can lift him all right, but I can't carry him very far. Hurry. Have you got it open yet?
Yes, Jerry.
Good. There. Now get in the front seat. Do as I tell you. We haven't any time to waste. Come on, get in.
But, Jerry,
It'll cost me the car, but it'll be worth it.
His hands on my neck. So cold. So cold.
For Pete's sake, stop it. Oh, do you think my nerves can stand you sniveling? Do you think I like this?
Don't
stop it, I say.
Sorry, Jerry. But with him in the seat behind us...
He won't be there long.
What are you going to do with him?
There's a blind curve up ahead a ways. A deep ravine alongside it. Half a dozen cars have gone in there in the last 10 years.
Yes, I remember.
I'm going to stop the car there. We're going to get out and prop him up behind the wheel. Then I'll start the car and send it over the edge. We'll tell the police we found him wandering around drunk and we took him for a drive to sober him up. But he insisted that we get out and let him drive, and he got so violent that we had to. And then he lost control of the car.
Will they believe you?
I don't know, but they won't be able to prove anything if they don't.
Aren't we there yet, Jerry? Aren't we almost there?
Almost. Just another mile.
I keep thinking that I hear him moving behind us. I keep thinking his hands are reaching for me. So cold.
I know. I'm not blaming you, but hold on to yourself. In another 5 minutes, we'll be forever rid of Carl Donnelly. Did you call me then, Jerry?
Carl.
Carl. Yes, Jerry. I heard you call me. You and Helen. So I came. You're not alive still. You're not. You can't be. My wife has fainted. You tend to her. I'll come up front with you and drive. Stay where you are. You're dead, you hear? You're dead. I'll drive, Jerry. Move over, please, so I can climb in behind the wheel. No. No, you're dead. That's right. Move over and make room for me. Don't! Get back! Stay away from me! Just a moment now, and I'll take the wheel. No. There. Now I'll do the driving. I know where I want to go, and you don't. I'm driving my wife home now, so we must go faster. And faster. And faster. Stop it! Stop it, Carl! You'll kill us all! But my wife, I must get her home. Faster. Slow down. I'll do anything you want. I'll surrender to the police. I'll tell them I embezzled the money you gave me power of attorney over. I'll tell them anything if you'll only slow down. I can't slow down. I'm taking my wife home now. Faster. Look out! It's the blind curve. The ravine's on the other side of it. We'll never make it. Faster. Faster. Look out!
Hello, Sergeant Myers. This is Johnson reporting. Yeah, again. It's been a busy night. It's a sedan this time. Went over the edge at Blind Curve a little while after midnight. The dashboard clock stopped at 12:25. That's right. I found it 20 minutes ago. 2 people in it, a man and a woman. Yeah, both of them. Worst case I've seen yet. Car must have been doing 90 when it went over. And looked as if it had been driven over purposely, too. And say, Sarge, there's a couple of funny angles to the crash. I mean, peculiar, sort of eerie. One is they were both in costume, like that other stiff we picked up earlier tonight. Uh-huh. A witch's costume and a devil's suit. But get this, Sarge. The sedan landed smack on top of that green roadster I reported before. You know, the one we hauled that other guy in a masquerade costume out of. The one in the skeleton suit that gave him such a turn at the morgue when we left him there around 10 o'clock. Yeah, the one we identified 3 hours ago as Carl Donnelly.
You have just listened to Chapter 8 of Dark Destiny, a series of dramas about those unfortunate ones among us whose lives are doomed from the beginning, who travel by strange and terrible roads to meet their destinies. Tonight's story, Masquerade, originated in the studios of Station WOR. Written by Robert Arthur and David Cogan, it was produced by Jack Johnstone. Featured on tonight's program were Carl Eastman as Jerry and Elspeth Eric as Helen.
Sinister Sisters. Welcome to another Sinister Sisters. I'm Bane Hellborn with my sister,
Scorpio Girl.
It's the week before Halloween, so we are doing a tribute
to Michael Myers.
So this is like a little background and maybe some movie history of Michael Myers. Let's talk about it. It's been asked to John Carpenter, where did he get the inspiration for Michael Myers? Well, when Loomis was describing Michael Myers as a child, John Carpenter was going to Western Kentucky University, and he found the inspiration by meeting one of, like a young 12 or 13-year-old schizophrenic patient who had that same look that he had Loomis talk about.
Right.
So that got him going about Michael Myers as a child, how you could see.
And just to recap on what was said by Loomis, and that was, I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I realized that what was living behind the boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Yes. But how Michael Myers came to be as an adult, Carpenter really didn't give an explanation about that, other than he really loves telling this one story about how he gets his ideas for movies. Now, he says that there's a story of a shaman sitting with a group of warriors around a fire, and he's saying that there is evil. The evil is out there. And that's how he based a lot of his, like Michael Myers, the Halloween movie, that's how he based a lot of it, was that there's an evil out there and it's coming to get you. So the original, 1978, John Carpenter, it still wasn't clear on why this little boy did what he did.
I mean, that's one question that's never been answered.
It's never been answered.
No one even attempts to even...
Well, I mean,
in the films.
Not John Carpenter has never made it clear why he did.
Right.
Because the series, which was written and directed by other people, gave this explanation that he was part of a pagan cult, that he had to sacrifice, that there was one family that was chosen out of the tribe to sacrifice their whole family to appease the gods to save the village. Oh, that was in part 5 or 6.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because
no, that's what I'm saying.
It seems like the one that was more descriptive of a backstory was Rob Zombie's. That was his take on it.
Was that Michael was from a really broken home. His mom was a stripper.
And that seems more...
She had a boyfriend who was a complete asshole that was not the father of the children she had. So there was a lot of tension because he hated Michael. The daughter was kind of a druggy slut. Just Michael's home life in Rob Zombie's version was a shitty home life. To where the one in John Carpenter's, he had like a typical normal home life. So why the hell would this boy kill his sister? Even though he was in the house when his sister was having sex. He heard that.
Wouldn't this be interesting if this was just all a DID personality?
Oh my God.
And finally he wakes up to actually die.
Yeah, that'll be like part 20.
What was that movie with Jude Law? Where he's a DID and transforms? This is a perfect kind of like, wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
If it was all just a DID personality and he mentally, his mind transferred him into this monster. And so this whole time, he hasn't been Michael Myers, he's been Judy or something.
Well, it's just
his real name's Judy or something. You know what I mean?
Well, and then he's like a seasonal killer. So he has chosen for some reason Halloween to go apeshit crazy to kill people. Now he does a method to this. He doesn't run. He never runs. He walks.
He doesn't have to. People are stupid and trip.
He's like really...
Or hide in closets and breathe really loud.
He's like a real type of predator. And plus, in the first movie, he kind of like disappears sometimes in the shadows, and you never know where he is until he comes out at you, right at you.
Because he's got strategy and skills, bitch.
Yeah, and plus the whole thing in all the series, he never speaks.
Well, I think that's why, as the adult Michael Myers, it gets referred to as the Shape in the closing credits.
Yeah. Yeah, he was never... Yeah, that's right. He was never credited as Michael Myers. It was just the Shape. Because, number one, he had no dialogue. He was just all action.
Yeah.
Or sitting in the shadows.
Well, maybe
or you could hear him breathing.
Maybe he was sick of getting good and plenties and fucking jujubes and pixie sticks for his loot. Maybe that was part of it.
Well, and then in part 2, which was not written by John Carpenter, but part 2 showed... the classic razor blade and the apples.
But don't you think it's interesting how he was dressed up as a clown?
Yes.
So is that bringing in that clown?
And that triggered the whole thing. He was dressed as a clown. He put on the clown mask. Well, not the face.
Well, he had the costume.
He had the costume. But he was dressed as a clown. But then, as an adult, he chose like a mechanic
jumpsuit.
A mechanic jumpsuit.
And William Shatner...
Well, yeah. And like it was like almost a faceless. It had no face shape, face distinction.
William Shatner's face.
Well, yeah. So, and that's what he chose to steal when he broke out of the hospital. He grabbed a mechanic's jumpsuit and a white mask. I guess that would be considered kind of clownish because it was that white clown face.
Right. Maybe he's just a sad clown.
Obviously, he's a pissed off clown and he's killing people.
He's a pissed off clown.
So, it just was
when the kite string snaps, you get Michael Myers. Poor guy.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, John Carpenter never said where he came up with this
There's
idea.
no backstory. There's absolutely no backstory. And it's John Carpenter,
and
so
why?
he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
And also, why? Why do this? Why Halloween?
Well, maybe there is some backstory with the real mental patient that, the real child he met. Maybe there was some backstory that he can't relate to the masses because that's confidentiality or whatever. I don't know. I'm just thinking It's a really shitty movie when you don't give any sort of... I mean...
But it was supposed to be scarier that way, because you don't know why. You're like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, never mind. I gotta hide. I gotta get away. I don't want to get killed.
But see, that's the thing, because that's why I think that Michael Myers has always been... I've been safe, because I'm not anywhere near the family to be friends with, to come over and chill and get murdered. I'm not part of the bloodline to, like, you know, get murdered. I don't live in fucking Illinois to get murdered.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like Michael Myers has never been scary to me. I mean...
Oh, yeah. He's given me nightmares for years.
I mean...
Like, I would dream that the back bedroom, if you looked at the door on Halloween, he would
be
come.
there.
He'd come out that night. So, like, I would walk past the door. I'd walk past the door. Would never look at it. And then one time, I looked down the hallway.
There he
and
is.
then he wasn't there. But then all of a sudden, I heard his breathing. I'm like, fuck, he's coming. That was in my dream. So, in the series, they kind of given him. He's not supernatural. That's the thing. He's not supernatural.
But they have given him kind of like this supernatural, superhumans kind of.
Because that's the adrenaline.
No, I really think it's the DID thing.
Well, possibly.
I think the mind is that creative when you're DID.
And that's the other part. What was it? So it would be part 4, like you said, about the little girl. We see part 5. Part 5, because in part 4, at the end of part 4, he was shot and he fell down the well, but he gets away, but he's shot to shit. And as soon as he gets out of the well, he goes ends up in a river, ends up at some guy's shack. Yeah. Now, since it's...
Oh, yeah, doesn't this old guy, like,
was helping with the parrot?
Him?
Had a parrot?
Yeah.
So anyway, that was 5. So since it was after Halloween, Michael does not kill him. Instead, he lets the guy tend to his wounds and help him out. And for the year before the next Halloween, he seemed to be acting normal. Because we see the guy, it's Halloween, the next Halloween, and he had his back to Michael, oblivious to what was going on, and then Michael starts into kill mode as soon as it turned Halloween. So
maybe that is like a supernatural kind of thing, like a werewolf kind of thing with the moon.
Possibly.
With the full moon. Maybe this is his...
But it's still... There's no reason. Except for the series gives this reason that his family was part of a cult.
Okay, so maybe, a little bit DID, maybe some sort of dormant demon. Dormant possession.
But only seasonal? A demon would be holding on all the year long.
Well, no. It holds on. It just goes dormant until it can...
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
it's better. Sounds interesting.
It's better than any of the other movies.
But the thing is, he is still human because he's aging like a human.
See, and that's the fucked up part. Maybe the brain is more powerful than we know and we can understand.
Or this shows his strength of will. His strength of will and fortitude, because he's getting shot, and they're not these little 22 bullets. He got blown away at the end of part 4 with AK-47s, 357 Magnums. I mean they were some armor punching bullets. It should have killed him. Mm-hmm. It should have killed him, but it didn't, because he has this strength of will to not die. But
also, yet he ages, so he's slowly dying.
He's aging,
in the Sylvia Plath sense of it all. He is aging.
And he even survived a fire in part 2. I mean, that wing was blown to shit.
Right.
He should be 100% covered in burns.
Or hamburger meat.
Yeah. And plus he had his eyes shot out. Both his eyeballs were shot out. So how in the 4th movie was he able to fucking see?
But he's aging.
But he's still aging. Technically, what is he? Okay, let's go back. When was he born again? When was the character born?
He was 6 years old in 1978. Let's just go from there. So he's 40... What?
Okay, wait.
6 minus 78.
No. He was 6 years old in 1963 when he killed his sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a little math here. Math. Get the
So
calculator.
he was born in 1957.
Okay.
So right now, he's 61 years old.
Oh my goodness. And still pissed off at the family.
And still going. What the fuck?
That's interesting. See, and now here's the thing. He's probably not going to, in the movie, the latest movie, is he going to act like he's fucking 61? Like, is he going to be like, oh, my head, my knee?
No, most likely not.
So does he stop aging at a certain point?
No. I don't think he does.
That'd be interesting if they kept
Unless
this going.
Unless he doesn't age for that day, Halloween.
This would be interesting to see if they keep it going until he's like, 100 or 99.
Well, didn't you see the meme of Michael Myers with a walker?
No. No, I did not.
Yeah, there's a meme with Michael Myers with the walker still doing his thing. He's got one hand where he's holding the walker, but it has a knife in it.
That's brilliant right there.
So he's 61 years old as of 2018. Oh my God.
Part of John Carpenter's allure with this character is because I think the reason why he got so popular, like you said, is that there's no, what is he? Who is he? Why is he?
Yeah.
So it kind of like keeps the door open. Like, what movies are they on now? 9, 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just keeps going, and it just keeps the audience guessing. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, now I'm thinking. So I read,
but you gotta just to finish my thought real quick. But you gotta think about that. That guessing is always better than the truth.
Well, what I was once told by Jonathan Breck is once a monster is defined, it's over.
It's not a monster anymore.
Well, it's over for the monster because then you're going to know how to kill him, what he is, and what he does. I mean, we know what he does. We don't know what he is. So. Yeah. So by leaving Michael undefined, but we still know he's human because he bleeds. We know he bleeds. But he seems to he has this strength of will to not let it stop him. Well, there's been chatter about where Michael Myers came from, even though John Carpenter didn't really say. So people have been talking about there was an actual Halloween killer back in the 20s.
Yes!
So Stanley Stiers, born in 1912, he started his killing Halloween nights in the 20s in Iowa. Now, this story of Stanley Stiers is more of Rob Zombie's version because Stanley Stiers was in a shitty family. In fact, the funny part was, so he had alcoholic parents, and he was actually switched from another couple.
Okay.
So, like, his parents are not his parents because their child was taken by someone else and they were his, so he wasn't from this family. So it says that Stanley's adopted parents were very abusive towards him, and then they also had their own baby, which was a girl named Susie. And they treated her like they spoiled the shit out of her and made her a princess. And then she grew up hating Stanley like they did. So he went through bullying at school. He was bullied and tortured and beaten at home. So 1923, on Halloween Eve, 11-year-old Stanley was also not allowed to trick or treat. Ha-ha!
Oh.
He was not allowed to trick or treat. So 1923 was when he just fucking had enough. And midnight of Halloween Day, he took a butcher knife and went apeshit and killed his family.
I think you need a little backstory with when he was born and how the nurse, just for kicks, switched the babies.
Yeah, that's why. That's what happened.
And by the time the Stiers realized that Stanley was not their child, they found out that
their real child,
but that's when they also found out that their real child actually died. The whole family died in a car accident on the way home.
Yeah.
So their real baby died like within days of being born.
So that's why they hated him.
That's where the resentment came in.
Yeah.
Of
well, he's not my kid.
It's not my kid. This is not my kid. Yeah. And so that was like the beginning of it, the downfall of the of where the resentment, apparently, like you said, the parents began to drink heavily.
Yeah.
Spent a majority of their time drunk, shouting at the boy, locking him in his room, and trying to make him just as miserable, and punishing him for not being their own.
Yeah. And on that Halloween day, he went to the bully's house, did a home invasion, and killed everybody. All the family and the bully.
And was that when he was 11?
Yes.
In 1923?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, all he wanted to do was go trick-or-treating like all the other kids. And
so it said that he was captured at sunrise the next day when he was found gleefully eating candy on a swing at the school playground.
Wow.
Federal agents promptly swooped in to scurry him away to a secret mental institution for further study while suppressing all records of the Halloween night events. So, I mean, that didn't happen in Rob Zombie's movie, but the whole that he snapped and he killed in Rob Zombie's movie, he killed his sister, he killed his mom's boyfriend, and he went and killed his bully earlier that day.
But he killed the bully's whole family as well.
Well, in the Steyer story,
yeah,
he did, but not the movie.
Okay.
Not the movie.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, it seems like because he was so young, they squashed and suppressed all his records.
Yep.
And therapists or shrinks, wanted to know what could make a boy snap like this and give him not only the ability to kill so many people, but the strength.
Mm-hmm.
And they opened the study up by looking for signs of paranormal, but they found nothing. Not even the slightest sign of demonic possession, but they didn't stop there. They knew he was a danger, and they continued working on him and with him. But on Halloween 1936, a couple of orderlies started to harass Stanley, who is now 24 and had grown quite a bit over the past 13 years, standing at 6'4" and 260 pounds.
This was in the movie, that there was an orderly that was fucking with Michael Myers in the institution, and then that made him snap too.
But Stanley, snapped their necks as easily if they were he was snapping a pretzel in half. Yep. So apparently he has this strength that, and then what did he do? Walked right out the front doors of the institution.
Yeah, but he was also shot on the way out.
Well, yeah, because the feds were alerted.
Yeah, so he was shot on the way out, but he was never recaptured.
But he didn't stop, though.
But he didn't stop.
He walked straight out and shot multiple times, and he managed to take out everyone who tried to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one thing that the real Stanley, that they don't know where it came from, was a superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Because he was able to lift and throw heavy objects.
Big boys, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is where most people are thinking John Carpenter got the idea for Michael Myers, because Michael Myers, even in his version, could still do that. He had superhuman strength. But he was not supernatural.
He just had supernatural qualities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah. So then there was which one was it? There was that movie where Michael's supposed niece gave birth to a baby. This was the cult that had captured Jamie, the little girl, and Michael Myers. I think it was the end of part 5, because he was being followed in part 5 by someone who had that weird mark on his hand, the Curse of Thorn.
Okay.
The Cult of Thorn. It was
the cult one.
The cult.
I didn't watch it, but yeah. Wait.
So, I believe
Which
it was
one?
the end of part 5 that the cult.
This little girl.
Yeah, that's it. That's part 5. And then this 6 is the curse, which that's where the little girl is a teenager and had a baby. Now it was implied that it was Michael's baby.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's somehow I don't see how Michael would have sex. It's foreign idea to him. That's like not even on his mind. So either I'm thinking because they were doctors that were in the cult, so I'm thinking they injected her eggs with his sperm. That's because I can't see Michael even being able to have sex.
Yeah, he's more predicated on kill.
More on murder. So, but it's implied in the movie that it's the baby was still from his bloodline?
I mean, it's still from his bloodline, yeah, because of the niece, but I don't think his baby as he fathered it.
But it's not made clear if it was or not.
Unless those, when he was in the mental institution, they did rigorous rounds of testing. What if they did freeze his sperm?
Well, I'm thinking because at the end of part 5, like I said,
you don't know those cult leaders are like
those
cult leaders are doctors, lawyers.
No, the cult did capture him, and they did have doctors because when she gave birth, they had a doctor and nurse helping her through that.
See,
so they
shady cult members.
They were doing experiments. He's compliant if it's not Halloween. He's compliant. They can take any type of blood tests. They could take his sperm.
I guess.
They could take anything from him at that point if it's not Halloween. And it was clear that they wanted to produce more of his evil. So, I'm thinking, I can't see Michael having sex with anybody because it's just, it wouldn't be possible. I don't think it would be possible. So, what happened to the baby after that? Because at the end of The Curse of Michael Myers, it's the baby is being taken away by Tommy Wallace, the grown Tommy Wallace,
right?
Who has been traumatized.
Tommy Doyle.
Oh, Doyle. Yes, sorry, Tommy Doyle. He was traumatized because he was there in the first movie. So he's on medication. He's going through therapy. He's not able to function as a person, but he's taking care of Michael's bloodline. Mm-hmm. So what happened after that, we don't know.
But there's still, although they say there seems to be a supernatural element through all of this, but there's no pinpointing. And as far as in researching this, I've come to find out that the Halloween 3 has nothing to do with any of it.
Yes, 3 has nothing to do with it. All they do is mention Michael Myers on Halloween in 1978 did these murders. That's all they say.
I mean, they have it part of the anthology. They have it part of the what would you call it?
Not anthology. It's
not a trilogy.
No,
part of the series.
They
have it part of the series, but it's just it has nothing to do.
But like I said, all they did mention was they mentioned Michael Myers killing people on Halloween night in 1978. That's all they mentioned.
Well, as far as popular culture goes, Michael Myers is pretty much put in everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, he's in Robot Chickens kind of shows. He appears as a housemate of horror movie Big Brother.
Yeah, that he's friends.
Alongside with Jason Voorhees, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger, Pinhead, and Leatherface.
Yeah, they have him being buddies to all the horror icons.
He appeared on a 2008 episode of Ghost Whisperer.
Oh.
He was in a cold case episode, Bad Night, which has the main characters reopening a 1978 murder case. Let's see. Of course, Rob Zombie's The Haunted World of E, Super Beasto. Call of Duty Ghosts, he's a video game there. He appears in the downloadable content for that video game. He's also part of the Halloween chapter of the video game Dead by Daylight. He also had, 1983 Atari video game.
Oh, yeah? Because there was also Friday the 13th one.
Right?
Yep.
And Michael was one of several horror icons to be included in the 2009 version of Universal Studios' Halloween Horror Nights.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
I think they mainly have him popping up everywhere. It's because he is such a mystery character, and he pops out of the shadows.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, also pop artist Eric Milliken created a large mosaic portrait of Michael Myers out of Halloween candy and spiders as part of his Totally Sweet series in 2013.
Oh.
And what did we see at Spirit Halloween? I guess this is a new thing. They Spirit Halloween as of 2018 released a life-size animated Michael Myers prop to coincide with the Halloween 2018 film. This is totally new for Spirit of Halloween to include in their animatronics.
Yes, it was creepy, wasn't it? The music comes on, and then Michael moves. Michael moves around
to the side, to the left, and the right,
and he's stabbing. He's stabbing motion. Yeah, it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
but still, a lot of questions because,
well,
it keeps the door open, and,
yeah,
and it's better to keep people guessing. And like you said,
yeah,
with when you talked to Jonathan Breck,
who was the creeper in Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once a monster is defined, it's over.
Well, what's that movie I'm trying to remember? Oh, never mind. It's Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Hello.
No, remember how the last Jeepers Creepers where they found the hand or something and
Oh yeah, that was number 3.
Yeah. Never mind. That's why you brought up Jonathan Breck.
Yeah. Yeah, but people don't like that I like Jeepers Creepers 3.
It's just, and that's another story. That's for another episode.
But did you see it? You saw Jeepers Creepers 3, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally saw it.
It was where part 1 ended.
And that's what I liked, is there was a continuation. I mean, the 2...
It was down to the second.
But the 2 was also part of the 1 and the 3.
But it was the one after... So what happened
tied
in 2...
them all in.
Yeah.
That is fucking good writing and directing, because you got 1, 2, and 3, and it ties it all in. But that's for another episode for us to go on.
Maybe if people don't freak out and piss all over it because of the whole Victor Salva thing. And that's Victor Salva did that. He wrote all that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Michael Myers. Who is he? What is he? Will we see another... Well, the whole thing, John Carpenter has said he doesn't care if there are remakes or sequels, because every time there is a remake or a sequel, he still gets money, so he's fine with it.
Good old John Carpenter.
So, I mean, and then horror fans like me are trying to hold on to the sanctity of the original, because it's an original, it's pure, and it's a product of the time.
No, I just think, he goes beyond the 5 senses, so of course there's going to be questions, and there'll be forever questions.
And there will be, because there's just, I don't know, it just you can't have a full definition, because once there's a full defining of the monster is done. So that's why. And plus, he keeps popping out of the shadows. He's the one character, even though he's human, he still hides like a ghost.
He is the shape.
He is the shape. So it's just... And plus, he's like a hellhound. Once he has your scent, you're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're
so
fucked.
There's the supernatural part of it.
So there's still... why is he chasing after Laurie Strode?
We'll never know.
Because she got away. She got away the first time.
But do we know that?
She got away. She faked her... In the series, she faked her death. And had to give up her child to get away from him. But he still found her in the end. And he will keep finding her because she got away. But she's not a virgin no more.
Of course not.
So all bets are off.
Right.
But I heard in the news story, Laurie Strode is a badass gun-toting bitch.
Well, she's been working out,
and plus
eating her Activia.
And plus, so now she's more like a mama bear protecting her family.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting showdown, because now she's not protecting her life, she's protecting her family. I don't know. What do you want to say about Michael Myers?
Happy Halloween, Michael Myers.
And that wraps up another episode of EMZT Radio. Thank you, Sister Scorpio Girl, for sitting in for MJ.
Yep, that was our show, and we're sticking to it.
And Halloween is Wednesday, the 31st. There's still a few shopping days left. Go to your local Halloween stores and gear up. Also, buy that candy for those trick-or-treaters. And don't buy the little bite-sized shit. get them some nice king-size bites. Yeah.
Just load up on candy because you know you're going to eat half the bag before they get to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy an EMZT Radio t-shirt.
Please buy our merch. Please, you guys. Come on. It's cool design.
The shirts are very, very nice. The hoodies are awesome.
Mr. UK took his hoodie back to the UK with him.
Yeah, we haven't got pictures yet.
No pictures yet, but he absolutely loves how the quality is very sturdy and it keeps him warm in the UK sogginess of it all.
And check out all our Podbean links for all our friends, our band friends, our filmmaking friends.
Yeah, support if you can.
Independent horror, like on our list. And throw a little money our way by buying some shirts.
That'd be nice.
All links will be in the show notes. And next week for Halloween show, Sinister Sisters is going to do about the history of Halloween.
The history of Halloween. We're learning some really cool history from our dad.
Yeah, our dad was in Germany in the 40s and early 50s, and he was telling us about his experiences as a trick-or-treater during those times. And it's fascinating. It's so fascinating. Like
the culture difference.
And that they didn't have candy back then.
Well, I mean, their culture difference was not passing out candy. But we'll get into that.
But they didn't have little wrapped candies or anything like that.
Dude, we're talking about the 40s and 50s.
40s and 50s. In Germany, they didn't have
Germany.
That. Yeah.
Well, they had a different way of doing things.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, Halloween was created by them. So...
So... Thank you for listening. Come back next week. And stay tuned for another episode of EMZT Radio.
Unpleasant dreams.
Yeah, but when it comes to blood in my underwear, I want to know how it got there.